everyone, and welcome to a special LinkedIn Live with Connext. I'm Tiffani Neilson, and joining me is the CEO of Connext, Craig Chumley. How are you today, Craig?
Great, Tiffani. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And we also have their Chief Revenue Officer, Tommy Mullins. How are you today, Tommy?
Wonderful. Glad to be on, Tiffani.
Great. And IoT Marketing recently hosted our Industry Insights IoT Awards, and Connext won the Best Case Study of the Year award. So again, congratulations. And
Thanks.
Craig, as we get go right ahead.
Well, I was going to say thank you. Really appreciate Tommy and I get to represent the company, but there were so many Connexters that made that possible. So just want to give credit and hats off to them.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Craig, as we get started, can you share with us a brief introduction on your background and your role at Connext?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Been in the IT services segment for over 30 years. I've been in sales and leadership roles with different OEMs, systems integrators, and service providers. Really thankful for all the experience that many people have given me a chance to help kind of round out. I'd call it a full business understanding, and that has set me up well to join Connext just about a year ago as their CEO.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Tommy, can you also tell us a brief introduction on your background and your role at Connext?
Absolutely. Similarly to Craig, been in the technology industry for a long time, but we have a passion for services, and which is what we're really focused on here at Connext is the technology services portion of that. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer. I lead the go-to-market, the sales and account management pieces of the business, or as Craig likes to say, Chief Relationship Officer. So building those trusted relationships and keeping them going.
Yes, relationships are so key to success. And Craig, can you tell us more about what services that Connext specializes in?
Sure. Yeah, we have four core services. Project services. That's where have teams of our connectors out on site, in particular, probably one large location for several weeks or months. We have our deployment services. That's our multi-site services arm where we're deploying technologies of a similar type across hundreds or thousands of locations. We have our managed services, which is our 24/7 proactive monitoring services and solution where we're watching over our customers' technology. And if there's a challenge with that technology, our associates are engaging to remediate. And then finally, we have our on-site break fix support services where, at times you can't fix something remotely. We have a full staff across North America to support those customers to make sure they're up and running. And so, again, we serve across North America, Mexico, into the Caribbean with plans to go global.
Fantastic. And Tommy, can you tell us more about your clientele? Who do you target and which industries do they represent?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tiffany. We are experts in scale. So when you think about scale, scale comes in a couple of different forms. As Craig described, scale could be rolling out hundreds and even thousands of devices in a single location, or it could be just rolling out those devices amongst hundreds and thousands of locations geographically dispersed. So where you're going to see us really thriving and where we're calling on clients is really in that those that need that type of scale, which comes down to think about the organizations that you see with thousands of locations. It comes down to retail. So a lot of retail has very geographically dispersed environments. When you look at quick serve restaurants or even restaurants in general that are very spread out and geographically dispersed. One and our case study that won the IoT award is in healthcare. So healthcare obviously is very geographically dispersed and needs that type of scale that goes along with that. And the last one I would mention is finance and then some distribution, right? Where you're looking at now where you see large distribution centers and many of them around the country to support the needs of retailers.
Perfect. Thank you, Tommy. And Craig, what is Connect's mission and vision? And has that changed and evolved?
Yeah, thanks for that. We're excited about and it has evolved. And I'll share a little bit about that too. For us, Tiffani, we call our vision our North Star. So our North Star is to become the most trusted technology services company on the planet. And then our mission or our purpose that really supports that North Star is to build trust every day through interactions that we have where we're inspired by our faith and our commitment to provide excellent services to our customers and partners. And so the way that's kind of evolved, we want to really push ourselves this year. We just had our 2025 kickoff. And so for us, we thought, we want to take this idea of earning trust even further. And so we came up with this mantra that, every day what we want to do by the end of the day is say, hey, we built trust. So we've come up with this mantra to build trust every day. So all of our connectors, that's what we're focused on a daily basis. And then we used to be focused on just North America. And so this idea was, to be the most trusted in North America. But, we come up with something a little more exciting where we want to be the most trusted on the planet. And so those are some evolutions just for this year.
I love that. Thanks so much, Craig. And Tommy, can you tell us more about Connext's core values?
Absolutely. As Craig said, our mission is to be the most trusted, and how do you do that? Well, our rallying cry is to get our work done right the first time, no matter what it takes, right? And there's a lot to that. And when you think about how do you build trust, that's a key ingredient to that, right? Our core values that we've created as a company, and it was literally done by our company, right? So it wasn't something from the top down. It actually bubbled up from the bottom up as far as what these core values meant and how they related to our clients. But our core values say lead, LEAD, and our core values are listen first. So we want to always be actively listening, not listening to say what we're going to say next, but listening to understand. Executing with intention means we're going to have a plan and we're going to execute on that plan. However, the A is adapt to change, which means always be ready to adapt, always be ready to change. I think one of the things that our listeners and all of us here on the call can agree in technology, the only constant is change, right? So be ready to adapt, be ready to do that. And that way it's not upsetting the apple cart, you're staying the course, right? And then the last one, the D, is develop lasting relationships. And as you said earlier, Tiffani, relationships are so important to business and how you're successful. And we believe the same. And we believe if we're leading, if we're getting our work done the first time, if we're building trust every day, we will be developing long lasting relationships. And so that's what our core values and how they mean to us. And we actually incent every day our connectors on our core values. We give awards. All of that is based on our core values and really underpins our culture at Connext.
That's a great culture to have. So I'm very glad that you won the award. Definitely deserve an award since you recognize your employees and your team as well. And over the past 14 years, Connext has deployed over 1 million devices for over 100 enterprise customers. And that's quite an accomplishment. Craig, can you share with us some examples of the success that you've achieved for your clients?
Yeah, those are great numbers. Thankfully, those numbers continue to grow, and that's a testament to our team. I think Tommy shared our different segments. So in the retail space, we had a very large retailer come to us and say, "Hey, we've got to put new technology with a new network changeover across 14,000 locations, and Connext. We need that done in 6 months." And so, because we're built to scale. We said, look, we can do that. We built a plan to do that. We were rolling it out. We were just a couple months in, and one of the executives at this large retailer said, look, for some unforeseen reasons, your 6 months has now gone to 3 months. And so, our chief operating officer who runs our services team, he looked at it and he said, look, if we run 24/7 operations, we can actually get this accomplished. And we did. It meant people I think spending the night in the office in the cots and having hammocks in the warehouse. But it was like Tommy said, it's just whatever it takes to get it done. So, basically rolled out across 14,000 locations, new technology in a matter of what ended up being about 4 months, and just on time, on budget. for a really large quick service restaurant that you would know. They wanted to enter into some new beverage categories, which meant they needed new digital menus. They needed new drive-through technology. All the work had to be done overnight. And so we were able to accomplish that over a 5-month period, doing about 6,000 locations for them. We currently have a project today where a large convenience store wanted to make sure that their customers had a safe, secure transaction, whether it was tapping their credit card at the pump or going in to the store and tapping or swiping a card. And so we're out right now putting in new cybersecurity solutions for that customer at over 1,000 locations. And then finally, Tiffani, there's a national fitness center that really wanted to up their game, not only in if you think about it for the new year, people being able to maybe to reach a new milestone on fitness, but also to make sure that customers and their employees could be safe. So we're out rolling out new physical security technology across hundreds of locations to ensure a safe experience for their customers. So all of these, we think less about the technology and we think more about what were we able to help our customer accomplish and what's the experience that their customer is going to derive from it.
Thank you, Craig. It sounds like you're really dedicated to excellence. So congratulations on all of that. And Tommy, what is one of the biggest barriers to maintaining technology budgets that Connext helps alleviate?
Yes, Tiffany. So we have some McKinsey stats that say that 20% of IT projects go over budget. And why does that occur? Well, most of the time it's because of scope creep, and it's because of not being able to execute the timelines that have been rolled out, right? So, as we said with our core values, our key KPI is, do we get our work right the first time? And we are maniacal about measuring that stat within our organization. In fact, last year we completed all of our project, which is over the course of thousands and tens of thousands of devices rolled out. We ended up at 97.6% completion right the first time. And so what we see is from our competitors is that they run in the 75s to 80% at scale, which means we are way outpacing. And a lot of times what's causing that overrun, that 20% of over budget project, is not getting that work right. And if you don't get it right, you have to go back and return. That takes time, it takes money, it takes resources to go do that. So with us having that KPI and meeting that stat of that 97.6%, we're getting our work right the first time, we're delivering projects on time, and we're delivering projects on budget. That is what really drives customer satisfaction, and obviously that drives building of trust with your clients. So that's how we overcome that obstacle.
Thanks, Tommy. I'm sure it's very difficult to get it right the first time. So that's amazing that you have that much of a success rate. And Craig, what is your top use case? I know you got case study of the year. Can you tell us more about that case study?
Yeah, for sure. That would definitely be the one we love to share. And thank you for recognizing us for that case study of the year. It's in the healthcare space, as Tommy had mentioned before, where we were challenged by a large healthcare provider to help them solve one of their largest problems, which is the spread of infectious diseases within their healthcare facilities. So this healthcare provider, their mission is to restore their patients' health. And so if you think about, a patient coming into one of their facilities, the idea of catching a disease was something they were very committed to prevent. And so we were experienced with IoT solutions and really felt that, Tiffani, like an IoT-based solution would help this healthcare provider solve that critical challenge. So all the healthcare facilities that they all have sanitation rooms, but there's no way to really track, did every clinician follow the sanitation procedures prior to treating patients? And so, sanitation is at the heart of this disease prevention. So, our team is thinking about it, and we thought, what, we can come up with an IoT solution, and it can be a IoT sensor-based solution. So what we went and did is we went and installed sensors in each one of these sanitation rooms so that one is there for the clinician to scan their badge in. That proves they've entered the room, right, as part of the procedure. The second is we added sensors to track the timing and the release of the soap from the dispenser to prove that the sanitation procedure had been followed. So the outcome for this healthcare provider, and we've installed, I think, close to 7,500 of these devices throughout their network. But the outcome from the healthcare provider is they now have a proven, measurable way to demonstrate their commitment to their mission. And then by doing so, kind of a secondary outcome is they've actually received an ROI on the solution that we implemented. Their solution has allowed them to lower their insurance costs by being able to provide information to their insurance provider that these procedures are actually being followed. So it's a fantastic story. We love helping this particular provider reach their mission and how they care for their patients.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You bet.
And Tommy, how important are strategic partnerships to your success?
Well, strategic partners, Tiffany, are critical to what we're doing because as Connext, we don't manufacture anything. So we're not a manufacturer. We don't have research and development. We're not any of those things. We rely on our partners to be able to deliver these solutions. So what we do is we take what they've done and what they've invested in to be best in class or best in breed of a technology, and then we take those pieces and we put them together to deliver, as Craig said, a solution that's going to meet the needs of the client. Right. So, for example, in that case that Craig was talking about, we were reliant on our technology provider, Vizia, who put together that solution. We then go implement, deploy, and make sure that it's set up so that it can deliver the outcome that we need. So, without our strategic partners, we can't deliver to assist the end user or deliver these business outcomes that we want to. So, we're wholly reliant on them, and we invest greatly into those partnerships, just as we would invest in a customer relationship and others. We're looking to build that same trust with those strategic partners.
Thank you, Tommy. I can see where trust would play a huge role in that.
Mhm.
And Craig, what makes your on-site installations unique?
Well, I think there's three core things that are unique. One, having been in business doing these implementations for 16 years, experience is really, really important. So we've got a team that's been together for that period of time and really understands how to get these installations right. We also have some unique ways that we create our playbooks. And so we can have a single playbook that we can scale out and make sure that our entire team is following. And we have a network operations center available to our team that's on site 24 by 7, so that they do run into a problem. There's a lot of engineering talent at the company that can support them. That all leads to really that unique differentiator that Tommy was talking about, where we're getting our work done right now at 97.6% with, a metric point for us is at least 95. And as Tommy said too, that's running 20+% better than the industry. So, Tiffy, you think about the customers we serve, they expect us to be able to scale. You can imagine if you're talking about hundreds or thousands of locations and you're working with a partner that's only getting their work right 70% of the time, how frustrating that can be. And so that's why we're winning more and more market shares, because our ability to deliver at such a high first-time success rate at scale.
Wonderful. Thank you, Craig. And earlier in the conversation, Craig, you had mentioned managed services. Tommy, can you tell us more about the managed services?
Absolutely. So, one of the things we recognize as a company, when you start out as a deployment company, which really a company, experts on scale and then moving those projects out and getting them deployed, one of the things that we heard from our customers and from our partners alike is that the customers desired a full life cycle of support for these devices that have been deployed. And so, what our managed services does is it takes what used to be a reactive process, meaning I have a device, it's down, it's not working, that's reactive, and turn it into a proactive where we can now monitor these devices. We can get key statistics out of the device and understand when it could possibly look at failing, Or even if the device goes down, many times we can dispatch a technician to site before our client even knows that that piece is down, whether it's an access point or something else, can go remediate before it becomes a big issue on site. And imagine if you're a retailer and you're reliant on this technology to be able to process payments and to do other things, the more we can be proactive, the more we can take care of these issues either remotely or going ahead and dispatching a technician, the better it is from success, right? To provide success to our clients. So our managed services really take what was reactive and turn it into a proactive response to what they're dealing with on site.
Great. Thank you, Tommy. And throughout the conversation, you've both mentioned scale several times. So, Craig, how important do you feel the ability to scale is, and how does scale help adjust the solutions that you offer?
Yeah, it's critically important to us. We just have a great desire to serve our customers, really, really well, and so they expect, because they're larger in nature, they expect us to be able to scale. So it's critically important to our business. So with any of our service offerings, whether they're existing offerings or new offerings, we develop scale as a critical factor for us. We put together, Tiffani, a cross-functional team, so a team from different departments that meets every other week, and they're continuously evaluating, like, how are our processes running? What about our procedures? What are we learning from any time we have something that didn't go right? And then also our systems, right? Our systems able to support our customers in a way that they need to be supported. So we're always looking to become more efficient. The more efficient you are in a process, a procedure, a system, the more you can scale. So that's just a key for us, is the constant evolution of how we do things. And that then allows you to scale without exorbitant costs. So critically important for us.
Thank you, Craig. And Tommy, what are some of the factors that businesses commonly overlook when it comes to deployment?
Good question, Tiffani. I would say the key to success, a couple of different things. One, not understanding the need for a good plan, right? Making sure that you have a great plan in place. And not only do you have a plan in place of a rollout or schedule and those types of things, but are you inserting in either days or time frames that you're doing your catch up and other pieces so that you're not falling behind in the project? That's a critical piece of planning that our project managers, with their years of experience, along with our project coordinators and others, are experts in delivering that plan. The second piece of it is understanding, really, I think Craig mentioned it earlier, the success playbook. We're one of the few companies I know of that has technical writers on staff who write the playbook. And the whole goal of that is to, if I can write a playbook that our engineers have gone out and laid out, that a technician can understand in the field, I'm 90% better, right? Because you have a playbook, you have instructions for them to follow and to get that job done right the first time. The third thing I would say is the ability to have metrics that are live in real time, that we have a portal and our ability to allow our customer, either our partner or our customer, to understand exactly where we're at in the rollout at any given time. Successful sites, non-successful sites, it's all visible and it's available for them to view at any time. That's accountability, which is critically important in your partner and what you're doing, right? And then the last piece that I would say that gets overlooked, but it's very important, is do you have a quality assurance layer built in? Craig mentioned it earlier. We have a 24/7 network operations center that provides a quality assurance layer around everything we do in the field, so that we are checking in and checking out those resources, ensuring that we are complying, meeting the needs, and making sure that we are 100% following the success playbook. And if we're not, we get our work right. We get it corrected immediately and not have to go back. So that quality assurance layer is very, very important, but it's a piece that a lot of our competitors and others in the market, they try to do without, and it's a critical mistake.
Thank you so much, Tommy. And Craig, what is on the horizon for Connext in the year ahead?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. I mean, I'm so excited about the future of Connext. And as I mentioned, we had our 2025 kickoff just a couple of weeks ago. So for us on the Horizon One, I want to start with our team members. We had referred to our team, our employees as team members. We have such a great culture that just didn't seem authentic. And so we've rebranded ourselves as Connexters. And so our team's really excited about that. That feels more like a team being part of something. So, and to go along with this idea of renaming ourselves as Connexters, we designed a special Nike shoe. And that shoe has our corporate colors and everything, but it's for team members who are doing an excellent job and living out those core lead values that Tommy talked about, where peers are recognizing one another throughout any given month. And at the end of the month, when we get together for our town hall meetings, we'll be giving away a Nike, we call it the Connexter shoe, to each of those team members that we're living great core values. So that's something we're really excited about that's internal. From an external perspective, we are on the cusp of announcing some new partnerships. Tommy mentioned partnerships are critical for us. Those new partnerships are going to create new service categories for us. And so we're also hiring new people. So we've got new Connexters that have recently joined the team that are helping us accelerate in some of those new categories. So we've got a great year ahead and excited to see all that's going to unfold.
Thank you, Craig. And I love that you call them Connexters. What a fun way to word that. I love Connexters, and I love the fact that you're giving away Nike shoes to your top performers. I mean, who wouldn't want a new pair of Nikes?
There's a lot of excitement around that, I can tell you.
And Tommy, can you tell us anything else that you'd like to add about your goals for Connext in 2025?
Sure. Craig did a great job of laying it out, really building up our connectors and growing our resource pool. But our theme for the year is Go Grow. So it's really about continuing our growth and continuing expanding, whether that's, as Craig just mentioned, in our service portfolio, growing that, growing our relationships with our clients, right? And just continuing to grow what we're doing here at Connext. How can we go and deliver for more and more clients out into the market? But it's really about that theme of Go Grow Connext.
I love it. And that's all we have time for today. But thank you so much for joining me. And again, congratulations on winning Case Study of the Year.
Thank you. We really enjoyed being with you.
Thank you, Tiffani.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.